We're in Volume 6, Bible Story by Arthur S Maxwell. My book has two ladies on a balcony. One looks worried, the other one doesn't. We are at Part 1, Story 12, Gabriel's Glorious Secret. Yep. Okay. Time and again, through the long years of their captivity in Babylon, the children of Israel must have thought about their homeland and wondered when they would see it again. Some remembered Jeremiah's prophecy that they would return after 70 years, but it didn't seem possible that anything so wonderful could ever happen. First captives taken by Nebuchadnezzar grew older and older. Many died. The others continued for years, 40, 50, 60, 65, 66, 67, 68. Would God remember? Would he set them free as he had promised? One day Daniel was reading again the precious scroll containing the writings of Jeremiah. Once more, he came to the passage. After 70 years be accomplished, at Babylon, I will visit you and perform all my good word towards you, in causing you to return to this place. For all I know, the thoughts that I think towards you, saith the Lord, thoughts of peace and not evil, to give you an expected end. Then ye shall call upon me, and ye shall go and pray unto me, and I will hearken unto you. Oh, we're in King James again. But ye shall seek me and find me when ye shall search for me with all your hearts. What beautiful words! What loving kindness! What tender forgiveness there was in them! How wonderful of God to give his people an expecting end, something to hope for even in their darkest day. Suddenly Daniel was struck by the thought that the time for the fulfillment of the promise must be very near. Had he not been in Babylon himself almost 70 years? Perhaps old as he was, he would see Jerusalem again. What was it God had said his people must do? Ye shall call upon me and pray unto me. Daniel fell upon his knees, prayed one of the most beautiful prayer to be found in the Bible. Oh, we got King James again. Bear with me, y'all. O Lord, the great and dreadful God, he prayed, keep the covenant, dreadful God, keeping the covenant and mercy to them that love him, and to them that, and it has a picture of Daniel praying, and I guess it's supposed to be Gabriel, and the angel before him. Okay, let's get back to the prayer. Keeping the covenant and mercy to them that love him, and to them that keepeth his commandments. We have sinned. And then it's got to pause. So this is going to be condensed. Neither have we hearkened unto thy servant the prophets, which spake in thy name to our kings, our prince, our fathers, and to all the people of the land. O Lord, according to all thy righteousness, I beseech thee, let thine anger and thy fury be turned away from thy city, Jerusalem, thy holy mountain. Because thy face to shine, cause thy face to shine upon thy sanctuary that is desolate, for the Lord's sake. O Lord, hear. O Lord, forgive. O Lord, hearken and do. Defer not for thine own sake, O my God, for thy city and thy people are calling thy name. Just then, as he was praying, Daniel felt a touch upon his shoulder. Looking up, he saw an angel. It was Gabriel, who was flying, who had flown from heaven in a few brief moments since Daniel had begun to pray. You are greatly loved, said Gabriel, and I have come to tell you a secret. Daniel was not worried about Jerusalem. A commandment would be given to rebuild it. God would keep the promise he had made through Jeremiah. But just how he was planning the future and how he would work out his grand design to bring evil to the end and what the earth and make the earth look like Eden again. Daniel was thinking about 70 years, but God was thinking about 70 times 70 years. 70 weeks of years. That would reach far down the stream of time to the greatest thing he would ever do in his conflict with Satan. 70 weeks, said Gabriel, are determined upon thy people and upon thy holy city to finish the transgression and to make an end of sin and to make reconciliation for iniquity and to bring in everlasting righteousness and to seal up the vision and prophecy and to anoint the most holy. Know, therefore, and understand that from the going forth of the command to restore and to build Jerusalem unto the Messiah, the Prince, shall be 7 weeks and 62 weeks. 7 weeks and 62 weeks. And then it's got a painting here. It's got a king signing a decree, and then a hand pointing to Jesus. And this is the picture. You can barely see the hand right here. It's a little light, but it's meant to be light. And the caption says, to Daniel was shown the long prophecy of 69 weeks that was to reach from the decree to rebuild Jerusalem to the baptism of Christ. Okay, now the story goes on. Oh, gracious me. Okay, now I gotta go. Okay. Upon the Messiah, the Prince. Can you imagine how Daniel must have felt as he heard these words? Wonder of wonders. This was 10,000 times better than the end of captivity or the rebuilding of Jerusalem. God was going to send his people the greatest deliverer, of whom all the prophets have spoken and for whom all Israel had yearned so long. He would make an end of sin and bring in everlasting righteousness. It wouldn't be long. Not now, only 69 weeks of years. And that was all. Just 483 years. 483 years. This was Daniel's secret. This was Gabriel's secret. His glorious secret. How wonderfully it came true. How wonderfully it came true. 3 kings of Medo-Persia issued commandments to restore and build Jerusalem. Cyrus, Darius, and Artaxerxes. Yeah. Artaxerxes. Artaxerxes. It's hard to say Xerxes, but it's Artaxerxes. Xerxes. The last of these decades were made in 457 BC. Subtract 457 from 483, and what do you get? 26, of course. All boys and girls can work it out. But if the last decree was given in the spring of 457 BC, then 483 full years ended in the spring of AD 27. Isn't that right? Sure that is. And what happened then? That was the very time that Jesus Christ was baptized in the Jordan and was anointed by the Holy Spirit as the true Messiah, God's chosen champion of righteousness. His greatest and most precious gift to the lost and hopeless world. And then it has a picture of John the Baptist and Jesus and the dove down here at the bottom. I always do it kind of crooked, so forgive me. I have one eye that is kind of thing and everything looks twisted. Okay, that was the end of part 1, story 12. And like it's break time. So we're going to break. And we got one more story. Then we'll be in the next part. So let me take my break. And I'll see you back here in just a bit.